Did I really just see dialogue say, Squirrel-chan, I just want to crucify and chill? What the fuck? Okay. If you know the reference, I think you probably know why I'm shocked. If you don't, well, I guess that's a good thing. But still, the fuck? Gotta have some furry action there. That dude wants some furry action. Straight up, man. Like, crucifying. What the fuck? Like, what? You're gonna. I'm not even gonna begin to say what is wrong with that. I'm not. You know what? Fuck it. Okay, so. The chapter of One Piece. Gotta say, fucking amazing chapter. The chapter was fucking awesome. What makes this chapter awesome is getting to see how brutal Jack is. See, there was many, even myself included, that just did not think Jack was worth that 1 billion berry bounty. Honestly, I mean, the way he was showcased and defeated, supposedly, we didn't really think he was worth it. Like, you know, that high of a bounty. But then we see this chapter, and Oda's like, you know what, you guys thinking that Jack is nothing? Let me just show you something real quick. Oda gives us this chapter, and he's like, fuck you guys thinking Jack's not worth that 1 billion. Jack is just straight up a monster, man. Like, we already thought he was a savage. I mean, just slapping people while they're having, like, you know, dialogue, monologue, and stuff. But then he straight up just... this torture he does against everybody, and then the Dukes, like, we see the Dukes, they're missing limbs, they're fucking missing limbs, like, look at the end of the chapter, they're missing damn limbs, holy shit, this just went incredibly dark, like, this chapter was really, really dark, just because of that one scene. But it doesn't matter just because of that. I mean, the crucifixion's going on throughout this entire chapter, while everybody's screaming like we don't know where he is. We don't know where that samurai or that ninja is. We don't know where he's at. And then they continuously get killed or tortured, and they continue to say the exact same line over and over and over and over again, and they're still getting tortured. More people. That's horrific. You want to know why it is? Because this actually lets us see how crazy Jack is. Because the only reason why he actually stopped and he left the island wasn't because he was defeated and he got weakened to where he had to leave. It wasn't because of that. He actually left because he found out about what happened to Doffy and what the Straw Hats did, and he went to go save Doffy. So this explains the entire timeline and why Jack left the island. So Jack didn't actually get his shit knocked in. He just left the island because he was going to go help out Doffy because he's very important. But he left some of his men on the island to continue the torture until, you know, the Straw Hats, the other half of the Straw Hats came, like Sanji and his group, and then, you know, saved the day. But the main thing is, what I want to point out, is that Jack did not stop. He was going to continuously torture these people, regardless if they continue to say the same answer or not. For instance, the main thing we need to look at is, if Luffy's crew did not do what they did at Dressrosa, imagine what Jack would have done to the entire island. That's scary. He is a freaking monster. That is a really scary thing just to think about, of what he was doing to people, and if Luffy's crew didn't save the day, imagine what he would have done. So now we understand why the Straw Hat crew is looked at as if they're saviors, because they saved a shit ton of people. Unaware, they saved so many people, because Jack had to leave the island. Now let's talk about why Jack kind of had to resort to the gas. So many thought, and myself included, actually thought that Jack resorted to the gas because he was getting his ass kicked, and he just, you know, he had to use the gas to be able to win. But it was kind of that, but it wasn't that. See, Jack, he was fighting for days, I mean many days and nights, no stop fighting against everybody, and he wasn't wearing down, but he just got fucking tired. He's like, you know what, I'm sick of this shit, let's just get this over with, and he just sent out the gas, and he won the entire fight. But at that time, though, he was a monster. He wasn't really even hurt at that time, so it means that Jack could have continuously kept fighting on and eventually overpowered them. But for now, though, what we know is Jack, he has the strength to back up. He has the feats to back up his 1 billion berry bounty after witnessing this chapter. It was a fantastic chapter just seeing that alone. But then you add on top of this of how Jack would have continuously tortured these people, to also the part at the end of the chapter, and I mean also getting to see the old restaurant. I mean, the chapter awesome. I can't express that enough. So, yeah, One Piece this week, I have to say, it's gonna suck to see this on break next week, because I think, as I've already said, this chapter is actually very early. This is actually next week's chapter. Like, you know how usually chapters, when they come out on Thursday, it's actually Monday's chapter? Well, I think this is actually Thursday's chapter or whatever, like, you know, a couple weeks from now. Like, we're gonna probably have multiple weeks break, because this is like a chapter very, very early compared to what we normally get. So, yeah, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, tell me your thoughts in the comments below. I mean, how do you feel about what happened? How do you feel about Sanji finally being a part of a chapter for once, getting to see him and seeing what's going on with how they got to the island? How do you feel about the Caesar balloon? How do you feel about Jack? How do you feel about, you know, the Dukes losing their limbs? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and tell me how epic it was. You all have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Chibi out.